Hey everyone, welcome back to Laguna Seca, high above the corkscrew and looking down on the famous paddock, which is dissipated a little bit from yesterday because obviously some races held today, some tomorrow. Some on Saturday, some on Sunday. But this is the Trans Am Speed Fest here from Laguna Seca. It's a beautiful April day. I'm here, Jonathan Green, with Scott Conway, and Ben Sissel's about to come into the booth and join us for what will be the second group race for Group 6 and Group 12. Looking forward to this. And Scott Conway, I haven't asked Ben, but I know that he loves this group. Always some really interesting big muscle cars in this one.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite groups as well. I grew up in the era of these big muscle cars, the Chevrolet Corvettes, the 427s, the 327 Corvettes, and the Shelby GT350 Mustangs, and what have you. And this is, again, one of my favorite groups. Definitely the car to watch here is going to be Scott Borchetta, Group 6 GT. He's going for his 27th straight win.
It's unbelievable.
Encompasses over 2 years. He was perfect last year. 21 starts, 21 wins, and he started off right where he left off this year as the obviously won the GT Bell Helmet Championship. And again, Borchetta, usually the class of this field at beautiful number one. Changed the number of the very first race at Sebring. I had to be sure it was the same car and the same driver because you 8, but changed that number one, which is very significant because he is the number one driver. And he will be up against what is usually going to be a good battle with a Ford Cobra out there, 289 Ford Cobra, driven by the Chief Executive Officer of Ford Motor Company.
Not bad. And Ben,
that's Matt Millen there, but that Jägermeister BMW back there that we got to show, I got to go give it up to, that's Chandler Briscoe, 28 years old, just had a baby running that old BMW.
Which
that's
is a miracle, really.
Blue 42. See all the signatures on the hood of that. That is for cancer research, Huntsman Cancer Research out of Salt Lake City. And I spoke to the driver here the other day, J.R. Smith, and he really wanted us to talk about the cancer research that they're doing. They're using this car as kind of like a billboard for that. So, J.R. Smith, we really appreciate that. So beautiful day here, isn't it, gentlemen?
Oh, glorious.
Absolutely fantastic. You know, I can understand, we were talking about Scott Borchetta, I can understand why he named his company Big Machine. He is a machine. He's out there every session. Is there a session he's not in?
No, and he's I live in Nashville. He lives in Nashville.
Yeah.
He's one of the hardest working people in Nashville, too, as in the music industry and as a philanthropist. So, you know, I go home and rest from these events, and then there he is, like, dedicating a children's hospital or something. There he is, and it's Jim Farley and the Cobra, so we might have a Jim Farley and a Corvette sandwich. Michael Origer there from Chicago. Then that's John Murray and that 260. Chandler Briscoe, Matt Millen. Now this Mooney in the 42, J.R. Smith. That's Ray Evernham's old Corvette that used to belong to Tony Perella. That's Ben Valentine, 65. There are some unbelievable Corvettes, Mustangs, the BMWs, the Porsche 911s. Look at that Nissan. There's Bob Gee in that Mustang, but some just...
And it is a massive field. And what a compliment this is to SVRA to get a field this big for these two groups. Here they come then. The safety car is off, and we will watch what Farley and Borchetta can do.
Well, watch for that Corvette with the headlights on. Michael Origer and Jim Farley went at it yesterday. I don't think they ever got more than like 4 car lengths from each other, and they're back at it again today. Scott Borchetta takes the lead coming into Optima Turn 2, followed by Jim Farley, followed by Michael Origer. Jim Farley has the advantage in that 289 Cobra. He's got the nimble car between this Corvette sandwich.
Yeah, but the Corvette should have the grunt down the hill and obviously down the straight out of 11 if he gets good drive, and Borchetta obviously driving very well and driving probably more laps than anybody this weekend.
Jim Farley definitely underpowered. That is a true 289, like FIA certified from how it would race. That would be a Goodwood eligible Cobra to my eyes, but he is a fantastic race car driver.
Yeah, I believe that's a Mark II Cobra, and all those Cobras had the 289 cubic inch engine in it. The Mark I had the 260 in it, but about the last 70 had the 289, and they continued that trend on into the Mark II. He usually races both this and a Group 7 under 2 liter car as well, but out here in the Cobra, glad to see that. have a couple of Cobras out there, three 289 Cobras, and I believe a 427 Cobra out there as well. At least there was yesterday.
But that Cobra, I was looking at it yesterday, it has leaf springs like the 289 would going across the front. So it is as it would have been prepared from Shelby back in the day.
But you're right, Michael Orger and him had a great battle yesterday. Yeah, I believe it was for third overall yesterday because Bergs and his Camaro was here. But it's going to be for second overall today. But they were going at it nail and tooth there all through the race.
And they're continuing that tradition now as they come into 11 with our beautiful drone shots. Okay, so this is where Orger has the advantage. He's got that horsepower, that big block Corvette. I think they're running a 355 in that, maybe a 358. But listen, he's got two cars. Stuart Black has got three cars out here. And if you want a nicely prepared or somebody to take care of your Group 6 or Group 10 car, look up Stuart Black in Des Moines, Iowa. He's looking for customers currently, one of our best vintage race car preparers. So Scott Borchetta in that Championship 1 car pulls away, but Jim Farley doesn't not have a comfortable lead over Orger right now. Once Orger's tires come to him, it's going to be a battle. But look at that 260Z there. That's doing really well, John Murray.
Yep, Murray in 4th position. Flying the flag in Japan.
The GTU car, the Datsun, they had great battles back in the IMSA GTU days when they had Mazda against Datsun. They were going back and forth with the championships, Datsun and Mazda going back and forth, and had some great drivers back there.
It's Matt Millian in that 1993 Group 12 BMW 325. That should be a pretty nimble car through the corkscrew, as we just saw there, not giving them any room.
That's Mark Millen just behind John Murray there and looking for an overtake, and he's going for it and can't quite do it coming into 10 in that all green. Just behind him as they come through 10. Maybe he'll have a go down the main straight. Here, we'll see it now.
Look at that big wing offering some downforce there to the rear wheels.
Oh!
Wow, very close coming out of 11 there, John.
Yeah, pushed it very close. He was trying to get some good drive, but kind of tried too hard a little bit and got sideways. But he'll get the grunt now, but he's not close enough to make the move into Ultima Batteries too.
Yeah, he put that power down just a little bit too early there and got that car that broke loose on him in the rear there.
Good battle all the same.
Great battle behind them with Chandler Briscoe and J.R. Smith too. This is the great thing about vintage racing, is it's how much fun are you having with the people on track that you're racing against.
And how neat it is to see the Borchetta in that Chevrolet Corvette Roadster. I think that's a 3rd generation car, then a 2nd generation Corvette out here, and a 3rd generation car, the Corvette. All of them out there on the same track at the same time. It's 350 cubic inch engine in Borchetta's car. That was the engine that replaced the 327, which was the original engine. Then they had a ZL1 aluminum engine also that produced 460 horsepower, all introduced in that 1969 year.
Now he's going for a downhill. He got him close at 10 last time. We'll see what they do as they come up to the top of the corkscrew.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jonathan. I think he's setting that up, that 10 or 11 pass here.
Yeah.
There's Chandler Briscoe, 28 years old. Congratulations, just had a baby racing that CSL. But yeah, you're right. Look at that.
Here he goes.
Looking at it.
Oh, not quite doing it. You might have a poke at the inside of 11. It's a risky move. He can pull it off if he's close enough, but I don't think he is. He's going to have to wait. Now, can he get the better drive? He didn't do it last time. That's much better. Much better indeed, and he might have a pop at the Datsun coming across the first turn here, turn 1. Or we'll have to wait to Ultima Batteries.
Look at that. The
Briscoe.
Batmobile, BMW CSL Jägermeister. One of my favorite all-time race cars there. Chandler Briscoe, that's a 1973 BMW CSL. There's J.R. Smith doing the cancer research.
I believe he's going to need Jonathan coming down from turn 8, going into turn 9. You kind of have to set that pass at 11 up as you go into 9.
Yeah.
And of course, the Datsun's looking at his rearview mirrors. If he can place that Datsun in the exact place where Briscoe, where he wants to be, then he can prevent that pass. But you have to really set that pass 11 up at 9. But you're right, he did a much better job getting drive out of turn 11 that last time.
Well, he's trying something new now because he's getting very close as they head towards Rahal. Watch him now because they've got the Rahal straight. He should get a bit of a drag, and he may go for a pop on the inside of the corkscrew coming up at the top of the hill.
So that's the car I was talking about with the Huntsman Cancer Research out of Salt Lake City. He's had a bunch of cancer survivors and doctors sign the hood, but he's out here to raise awareness for that, so we applaud J.R. Smith for that. And then my blue 42 is behind him.
I need to go find that car. I've been very blessed to survive cancer. I mean, wanted to sign that hood there after the race there. Yeah,
go on down.
Definitely.
Sure, he'll let you.
Oh, definitely.
And then here we've got two teammates. That's blue 42.
He's going for the pass at 11 this time. In that battle at the side-by-side as they come out of 11. And the BMW still hasn't quite done it. This is a great battle. I'm just watching it from the drone, keeping an eye on it because it's tantalizingly close this time.
I don't think he's still quite not there, but he's doing a better job coming at least through the back half of the circuit.
There's the blue 42. That's Rick Mooney, longtime racer with us. And then this 19A car, I've got a cool, that's Ben Valentine. A few years ago, we had Al Unser Sr. driving that car with us when Tony Perella owned it at Portland International Raceway.
Yeah,
so that was quite an honor. And he was fast in that thing.
That Cobra and Corvette battle still going on between Farley and Orager. Farley in the 289 Cobra and Orager in the Corvette.
Bullshed is pulling away at the front, but no surprise there.
No. Again, if he is able to hold on, there'll be 27 straight wins. We go up next weekend to Sonoma. He'll put that win streak on the line up there at the Mission Foods, the Speed Tour.
Yeah, it's great to see so much racing in literally the spectrum of 8 days. Two back-to-back races, weekends here at Sonoma, here at Laguna, and then the Sonoma next weekend. So a real nice taste of California racing.
Ben, you were asking at the start of the program, pick your favorites. That Sunbeam Tiger has always been a favorite of mine. We have a driver that comes down to the southeast. He's out of Ohio, named Tom Patton, that has a Sunbeam Tiger that races in SCCA club racing. Always a fan favorite out there.
That is Glenn Chu, and I've known Glenn Chu for a while. He races in a couple of different classes with us, but man, he makes some of the coolest looking Datsun Zs. That's his 1974 Datsun 260Z. He has a brown on brown Datsun 240 that's just absolutely beautiful. Really good car prepared, great race car driver.
The 240 is the more coveted and most coveted of the Datsun line there, but the 260 was an improvement on that. And again, Bob Sharp Racing, which we talked about yesterday, I believe Jonathan used that 260Z for some club racing national championships with Bob Sharp and Jim Fitzgerald driving.
But I love the stripes on it that say Z. Look like the ZZ Top logo with those
now,
big
look at this.
flares.
Now that battle we were talking about earlier is really raced up now because they're side by side coming out of 5.
It's Daniel Long in the Boss 302 there in the yellow. Oh, it's side by side there, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
They
Now
come
back up
the
the
hill.
Rahal straight. They're going to be side by side again. So a really good ding-bong battle for what, 5th place?
Yeah, it was kind of a risky move there in turn 5, but he almost pulled it off.
Down the corkscrew, and the BMW has got through now on the Datsun. Finally. What a shot.
Again, that's the great thing about SVRA Racing, Ben and John. And you have races and battles all over the track. You're racing with drivers and friends, and just the pure joy of driving and having these cars out on the track.
Wonderful shot of the rainy curve there from high above. That's Bradley Briscoe. No, excuse me, that's the, there's 215s out there, so I'm going to check. That's the Corvette. Is that's Bradley Briscoe.
Yeah, that's Brad Briscoe, Chandler's father. Brad is the dad, Debbie is the mother, and Chandler. They're all three racing here with us this weekend, and they are real involved in a great vintage organization called Sovereign up in the Northwest. And we'll be at the Ridge with Sovereign, SVRA, and Sovereign. Oh, there goes my favorite car. Side by side, and there's the Tiger. Uh-oh, and look at this. Jim Farley, Michael Origer, back to being close again. And then the BMW over the Datsun, so the races are shaping up there. There's Chandler Briscoe and that Jägermeister CSL. A lot has changed.
Yeah, I told you, Farley and Orger are back close together again. I was watching them coming through. They were in one of the back shots there when we were talking about one of the other cars.
Oh, side by side, and then they've got that Tiger.
And again, look at this. Oh, fantastic.
So Michael Origer now has it over Jim Farley. Jim Farley and that Cobra coming back up to him. I think Jim Farley was giving some room to that Tiger because that Tiger has a little bit of Ford lineage in it. And so now he's going to have to come back and get him.
I'm sure he's not cognizant to think of that at the time, but
I hope not. But Jim Farley, brilliant man. He's always got that in the back of his mind.
Well, Farley was thinking that Orger certainly took advantage because he went right by him. Jonathan, I'm sure one of the cars that you have
look at this.
fondness for is that Jaguar
I love
E-Type, that XKE that was in the USA.
yeah, I grew up following the Jaguars because my dad was a big E-Type fan, and so yeah, I've seen many one. We never had one, but beautiful cars.
I saw a local yellow there at the Optima Turn 2. Not sure what that's about, but watch for Jim Farley here. He wants to stay as close behind Origer as he can, maybe pick up a draft because now we're coming up to some high horsepower sections of the track. There's Andrew Alcatzer there, owner of Russo and Steel Auction House. That beautiful Corvette making the pass. We got a lot of Ford versus Chevrolet battles out here.
Well, those are the two main marks that were involved back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and this era of GT1 and Trans Am type racing in these big bore cars. Ford Shelby GT350 Mustangs, the Chevrolet Corvettes, the Chevrolet Camaros, SS or Z28s. They were all big factory backed.
There's the 969 of Michael Origer and that blue Cobra of Jim Farley. This has been the race to watch all weekend long.
And he might have another go at him here because they've got cars in front of them that are maybe slowing down the 969 because here comes Farley. He's as close as he's been as they exit 10.
See if he can use that traffic as a pick there, Jonathan.
Yep. McFadden in the Porsche number 18, down in 12th at the moment.
And then the car right behind him is my friend Bob Gee. We call him Ricky Bobby. He is the Cookie King of Chicago. A huge cookie manufacturer. So if you've had Chips Ahoy or Pop-Tarts or Nilla wafers, he manufactures all of those.
Wow.
We had dinner Friday night. I had dinner with this Corvette you see on the screen. Michael Origer.
Somebody's in the gravel.
Jim Farley and Bob Gee, and he was telling me all about his cookie manufacturing. As they split that Mustang, there's Mr. Tommaso Pantera with a little front end damage. I hope that didn't happen this race.
I just saw somebody parked in the gravel as Borchetta's about to pass him on the left-hand side. Nice signal. But yes, nasty bit of damage there. Lovely camera work there to show how close we can get.
No, that's unfortunate. What a beautiful car as we saw him point by the leader there. Some great racing from Stephen Lisa and that Pantera Group 3 car.
Yeah, Borchetta is just out front and pulling away, Jonathan Ben. The car immaculately prepared and immaculately driven by Borchetta. Again, he was going to be out there in the Trans Am 2 race later on this afternoon at 2 p.m.
Yeah, he's qualified really well in this massive field of over 40 cars. I think he's 10th place.
One of his better qualifying efforts of the year so far.
There was a shot there of Bob Gee, the Cookie King of Chicago. Not what was it for Ferris Bueller, the Sausage King of Chicago.
Well, you say Chicago. I mean, those those things are sold United States, if not worldwide, right?
Yeah. So it looks like we're about to hit the last lap. Push some cars off.
Yeah, we got one in the gravel trap. I just saw him.
We're on the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching, don't pay attention to the timer up top. We're going to have to go last lap. There's a lot of cleanup happening. So we're going to see what happens here with some of these groups that are racing. As we watch Brad Briscoe there, the Corvette there in the middle, the number 15.
See how that Farley-Origer battle shapes up there. That's the one that we've been watching all weekend long, the Cobra versus the Corvette.
Cool. Look at this. What a group. All coming into turn 11, about 11 cars. There you go. Sort that out. What a wonderful sight. What a wonderful sound, too, because they're passing our commentary position right by this bridge.
Well, you're right. I'd like to see where the Cobra Jim Farley, Michael Origer races for second place up there.
I think that's your Jaguar there going by.
There it is.
Love that Jaguar.
That car was about $2,400 when it was new.
Oh.
It's worth about $30,000 now.
I would have thought, and the rest, if it's raced. So, Scott Borchetta, what will this be, 27 or 28?
27.
27, wow.
He'll be going for number 28 next weekend up in Sonoma.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
It was perfect last year. This streak actually dates back longer than that because this car actually was in another class before they changed it into GT. So the last time that he actually lost, if I researched this correctly, was in 2018 at Brainerd.
Ha.
And that's over 3 different classes. He's won A Production Bell Helmet Championship, B Production, and the 2 GT championships. He really burst on the scene. He is a great driver and wasn't too sure of himself right when he was beginning, but he has really improved. And as you said, Trans Am 2 racer right up there in the top 10 in qualifying.
And he's got the respect
Yes.
of the drivers and the driver coaches. And I
Yes.
think that's really what's helped him, is that his, as Ben pointed out, his work ethic, not only from his own business, but from racing, has really impressed the likes of Dyson and many others. And they've got a lot of respect and time for him now.
Yep. Well, I got to give it up. Scott Borchetta won the race, but Michael Origer, who just finished behind Jim Farley yesterday, made a pass under lap traffic. So then it was Michael Origer and then Jim Farley, followed by Matt Millian, John Murray, Chandler Briscoe 6th place, Rick Mooney 7th, Ben Valentine 8th, Glenn Chu 9th place. Nice job, Glenn. And J.R. Smith. Actually, Glenn Chu took it. J.R. Smith got 9th. Glenn Chu took top 10.
Ben, while you were running down there, had almost three wide across the front straightaways finishing there. What a great way to finish the weekend for those drivers.
No question. Yeah, that does finish out their weekend, and then they rack them all up, put them in the trucks, and head to Sonoma. And maybe a couple of days out in the wine district before they go back to the serious work again. Scott waving to the track marshals and to the fans out there. Another win for the mighty Nashville, Tennessee's Scott Borchetta. Origer in second place, Farley in third.
Yeah, great race between those two, just as it was yesterday. Origer and Farley having a lot of fun out there.
Just coming across the line now, 29. And this was a great little battle with all this group here, including the back, the 914. In a 914. That's Doug Warnock, Corvette from 1966. So a little bit of cleanup to do, but that concludes our Group 6 and Group 12. My thanks once again to Ben Sissel and again to Scott Conway, and there'll be more action. And just to give you a bit of a heads up, coming up next, there's a Group 8 race, but we're going to come back at 11 a.m. Local time with the next race, which will be HTA, which is Historic Trans Am, and I know that's one of your favorites, Scott, certainly one of mine. We'll be back for that, so stay with us and tune in for coming up next, the Historic Trans Am. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with more from Laguna Seca.